Hi there! Time for our story. Today is chapter 30 and it's called Miserable King. 2 days later, a lady named Miss Kessler pulls me out of class early in the day to give me some tests. Mr. Daniels is right. They're more like puzzles and games than those awful bubble tests we do where I just fill in circles without even reading the questions. She's really nice, like Mr. Daniels. After school, Mr. Daniels is setting up a chessboard and pieces at the reading table. I walk over and he looks up. So, did your mom tell you that I called? Yeah, she didn't say much though. She usually has a lot to say about everything. He laughs. Moms usually do. He motions toward the chair. Have a seat. I pull out the chair, wondering what this is all about. Okay, he says, loosening his tie like we're going to do some serious work. Chess is a game about planning. It isn't like other games where you just capture the powerful pieces. He points to a piece with a cross on top. This is the king. The object of the game is to trap your opponent's king, but not actually capture it. When you put your piece in a place where it could take the other king, it's called check. When you give the other king absolutely nowhere to go, it's called checkmate. And that's how you win. Normally, I would be nervous and my mind would go blank, but he just has this relaxing way. His voice makes me calm. Maybe because I know he'll never say anything mean, like call me lazy or dumb, and I know he never would even think it. Got that so far? I nod. So then, are you going to capture my king? I hesitate. Did I mess up already? Didn't you say we don't capture it, that you just make it miserable? He laughs. Yes, I did say that. Good, Ellie. Good listening. So he goes through the rest of the pieces. The queen is the most powerful and can travel in a straight line and in any direction. There are 8 pawns that, when you band them together, can be strong. Most players take them for granted, though. He tells me that's a mistake. the, he, uh, the rooks look like castles and travel in forward, backward, and side to side lines across the whole board. The bishops travel diagonally in straight lines, and the knights can jump in an L shape. The king can only move one spot in any direction. It stinks to be the one with the target on your back and be the one who can't go anywhere. He has made up a sheet with pictures of the pieces and arrows to show how they move. He says it is in case I need a reminder. I turn it over, looking him square in the eyes, and say, I don't need that. He smiles a little, but never takes his eyes off me as he reaches down and moves one of his pawns. Good then. Do you guys know how to play chess? I don't know how to play chess. I know it's a lot of strategy. I'm not sure how to play. When I start to make some dumb moves, he asks, Are you sure you want to do that? The first game ends fast, but on the second game, I capture his queen, the most powerful piece on the board. I stand up so fast my knees push my chair back and it falls over. I want to ask if he let me do that, but I'm afraid of his answer. He holds up his hand to high five me. Well done! And it is so weird. I don't have any trouble with this game. I like it. I like planning what I'll do to trap his pieces. He shows me how you can work it so you put your piece in a place where it can choose between taking 2 different pieces. Then your opponent has to choose which one to let go. That's called a fork. I love the look on his face when I manage one of those and take his bishop. Like it hurts a little, but he likes it too. The longer we play, the better I can see it in my head. I can see what the board will look like a couple of moves from now. I learn to predict what he might do. I see a mind movie where chess pieces come to life. They can travel around the board all day by themselves and they're happy that they don't have to just stand there and wait for somebody to pick them up and move them. I know how relieved they are being able to do something for themselves. Chapter 31 is called Lots of Ways Home. So, did your mom tell you that we talked? Mr. Daniels asks. Yeah, I take a long breath, noticing that I can feel my own heart beating. I have to talk to you about something. This doesn't sound good. I need your help. You need my help? Yeah, I do. You know how Miss Kessler gave you those tests? Yeah. Well, it appears you do have dyslexia, which, like I said, makes learning to read difficult, but doesn't mean you're not bright. In fact, he says, half smiling like Travis, you're very bright, Allie. The tests showed that, too. I shift in my seat. But you will need some help with learning to read better, and we're going to get it for you. Thing is, it might take a little time. Sometimes the paperworks and meetings around that take a while. Okay. You know how I said we can't play chess on Tuesday or Thursday? Well, that's because I'm taking classes to get a degree in special education. Basically, it's a degree to help me help kids like you, kids who are smart but have differences in learning. Smart? Learning differences? So I spoke with Miss Kessler and Mrs. Silver and, he leans forward, and your mom, of course. And we were thinking I could help you after school a couple times a week until we get you that formal service here at school. I open my mouth, but he holds his hand up. I know. Staying after school with me will be torture, but it would really help you out, would really help me out with this project I have going on for my degree. You're going to be doing me a huge favor, and I'd be so grateful. He leans forward. So? I swallow hard. I'm not dumb. I know I'm not doing him a favor as much as he's doing me one. And I can't believe or imagine what I've done to deserve help like this. Stay after school? I'd sleep at school if it would help. I nod, and we shake, and he looks kind of dopey and happy. I shift in my seat again. But can I ask a question? Sure. What are learning differences? Ah, okay, he thinks. When you ride your bike home, is there more than one way to go? Yeah, I thought so. Well, just like there are different ways for you to get home, Allie, there are different ways for information to reach the brain. You have five senses, right? Taste, smell, sight, hearing, and touch. I nod. So, if an alien landed in a spaceship and you had to explain what the word frozen means without using your sense of touch? What if you had to just use words? I think that'd be hard. Do you? Yeah, it would. I think you've had some trouble learning words from with just your eyes. So we're going to incorporate more of your senses to practice letters and sounds. And I want you to relax about it. We'll have fun. I won't give homework on this. No tests, to study for or anything like that, okay? I nod. Have you liked playing chess? I nod again, hoping we can play more today. You know, I had a feeling you'd be good at it. I think your mind learns in pictures, and it helps you be a really good chess player. We've played several times now, and you have learned it fast and improved a lot without much time. Also, thinking in pictures, he leans forward, is one of the reasons you're such a good artist. Okay, I say, thinking all this sounds good so far. The only thing that worries me is that it won't work. I still won't be able to read. Good then, he says. We're going to practice writing letters, but we won't use paper and pencil. Then he pulls out a huge metal sheet and hands me a bottle of shaving cream. We're going to use this, and by writing in shaving cream, you'll use sight and touch and write large enough to use your whole arm. Just more ways for the signals to get delivered to that amazing brain of yours. I smile. Now, fill that giant sheet with foam and let's get started. As I draw my finger through the gooey cream, I think about the words, learning differences. And I'm filled with fear and happiness and questions, but I'm mostly filled with hope. All right, so we have time for one more chapter. This is chapter 32, and it's called Screen Time. The day has been pretty good, and it just keeps coming. When I get outside, Mom and Travis are waiting for me in the car. We're going to head over to a friend's house to use their computer to Skype with your dad, Mom says. We're all missing him so much, I thought it would be good. The screen flickers at first, but then there he is in his tan fatigues. Daddy, I say, not able to hold it in and sounding like a little kid. Allie Bug, you're so big. How are you, sweetheart? I'm good, Daddy. How are you? I am good, but I'm homesick. Oh, I sure miss you guys. I think how there's a word for him missing home, but not a word for us missing him. He holds up some of my pictures. I love the pictures you sent. I hang them up around my bunk. The other guys are jealous. He winks. I can tell that Mom wants to cry, but she doesn't. She says that being a soldier's wife means being strong for him. She doesn't want him to know how hard it is without him here. He has enough to worry about over there. I sometimes wish she would tell him. I sometimes wonder if he would come home if he knew. Good, Daddy. I miss you so much. I miss you too, honey. You know I do. How are things? More silver dollar days or wooden nickels? Some of each, I think, but more silver dollars lately. My teacher's cool. He is, can't find can't even explain it in words. Great! That's terrific, sweetheart. And I have two friends, Keisha and Albert. Keisha likes to bake and she's brave. You'd like her, Daddy. And Albert is like a computer. He's so smart. He's a little nuts, though. He's been telling us how he loves all the standardized testing and how he actually thinks it's fun. Fun? Testing? He sounds like a different kind of guy. He is. And then there's this girl, Shay, at school who isn't very nice to me. I feel rushed, like I have to get everything in fast. Well, you'll always run into people like that. You can hold your own, I bet. Mom pats her on the back. Honey, you have to give Travis some time. Okay, and I watch a movie of myself being strong and saying goodbye and not crying, but I want to be able to step through the screen and wrap my arms around my daddy. I feel like a part of us all is missing, and we won't be whole again until he's home. Hey, Dad says, remember, Allybug, I love you. There isn't anything in the world I love more than you, your brother, and your mom. I nod. Travis sits down next. Hey, son, how are the big plans coming? Not so great. What's going on? Nothing, Travis says. Come on, maybe I can help. Travis glances at Mom and me. Well, this new manager came in at the garage. The old guy used to let me do anything, but this one hangs over me. Always asks me to follow the specs and the manuals. If I do something, he wants to know what page I looked it up on. I know how to work on different cars. I don't need to look it up. My dad takes a long, slow breath. Well, that does sound rough. Have you tried talking to the guy or having him talk to the old boss? The old boss is out for back surgery for a while. Travis shakes his head. This new guy, he just doesn't get me. His voice cracks. My father leans forward, resting his elbow on his knees. Now he looks like he wants to crawl through the screen. You'll get there. I know you will. And this, it's just temporary. Just try to work hard and learn everything you can. Travis nods, but looks at the floor. I hear him mumble. There are some things I just can't learn. I'm proud of you, Trav. You know that? He clears his throat. I'm sorry I'm not there with you. Yeah. Travis looks up at the screen. Love you, Dad. Love you too, son. Hang in there. It'll get better. Travis nods, but I can tell he isn't buying it. Then he stands. Come on, Squirt. Let's give Mom and Dad some time. Why? He pulls me over. So they can talk mushy in private. That's why. We sit down at the kitchen table and Mom's friend gives us sodas. Travis cracks open his and takes a deep breath. What? I'm just so frustrated, Al. There's so much I want to do, but I want to help him. Maybe we could head out to some junkyards like we used to and see if we can find something worth fixing up. Maybe. I'd love to find another old Coke machine or something in someone's barn, buy it cheap and fix it up on my own. He looks at me. I can turn almost anything around for some good money. The words are the same, but they are heavy. There are no wiggling fingers or talking of being a genius. And my big brother looks so serious. I know you'll have Nickerson Restoration someday, Travis, and it will be part mine because of the name, right? He turns back and laughs, but it isn't real. He spends the rest of the time looking out the window, and I rack my brain trying to figure out what I can do. Mom calls us back in to say goodbye. Dad puts his hand on the screen, and all three of us put our hands on our screen too. Just as he flickers away, Mom leans over and leaves a lipstick kiss on the glass. Then she rests her forehead there and stays a while. All right. See you next time.